G'day everyone, Marc here from Marc and Cars. This is Geraldton and that is a Porsche 917. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for watching today. It is windy in Geraldton. It's always windy in Geraldton, but something to take the snap out of your sails is a car like this. Let's have a close look. So for those astute viewers of it, you might notice this door actually doesn't open the way the 917s you might have seen photos at Le Mans and the other endurance races. They typically pivot here and down here, but there's been a pretty interesting like scissor door solution done here, which is a bit neater. I think it'd actually make getting in and out of the car a bit easier. Anyway, let me get in and I'll tell you what it's like inside. Okay, I've just taken my hat off because I want to sit in here so you could see how tight it is in here. Now, most of you viewers know I'm fairly vertically challenged. However, the car's been set up for Doug, the owner, and he is significantly taller than me. Like I'm about 5'1". He would be about 6'2", 6'3", and so I struggle to reach the pedals, which are all business down there. Let's see how well you can see down there. Interesting, making the brake pedal quite a bit bigger there from the race pedals pedal box that's been fitted to the car. The seats are they're quite wide, you know, like most race car seats you get in. They're definitely made more for him than for me. But Doug's also in his 80s, so getting in and out of this car would be somewhat of a challenge. To that end, there is a quick release steering wheel. Okay, the steering wheel is actually slightly offset. I don't know how visible that is, if you can tell on the video here. It's actually it's angled slightly to the center of the car. The seats are very close together. Have a look at that. They're very much right next to each other, and which is no problem, similar to like a Lancia Stratos, those sorts of cars, because the gear shifting's over here on the right hand side. He's also got down here an electric park brake and a lift system for the front. So if you get caught out, you know, you need to get into a service station or whatever, that's quite handy. The windows are fairly token for fresh air. It is still very much race car in here. Like you can see the fiberglass finish in here, above here as well. There is a little bit of visibility at the back there through that window. There's a vent up there, but there's nowhere to put a rear vision mirror at the front here. So not too sure what the use of that actually is. I think, I'm not 100% on this, there was some sort of periscope type of rear vision mirror on some of the race cars. Put in the comments below, you guys would know this better than I do anyway. Yeah, so some of those cars of that era, 917s, maybe even 908 LHs, those type of things, I'm pretty sure they had a periscope style rear vision mirror that was set up high here, but you certainly couldn't afford to put one in the space that is taken up by the windscreen here. Let's have another look on the outside of the car. So a lot of that background noise you're hearing, yes, it is wind, and it is windy like it always is here in Geraldton, but there's also a fair bit of ocean noise. Have a look at that. Out on the coast there, a few kite surfers out, which is hardly surprising considering this wind. The car itself presents true to size, true to scale. It has a Porsche air-cooled motor in it. It looks pretty stunning, and here when you see it parked with all those other cars in the background, it really does stop traffic. The car has been assembled by a couple of guys here who we'll have a discussion with shortly. The kit itself is from race car replicas based out of the USA, and whilst the relationship during the construction hasn't been perfect with those guys, I'd have to say they've done a pretty fantastic job in providing a starting point for this car. So here today, talking about the 917, we've got Douglas, the owner of the car, and Kyle, who did a lot of the construction and assembly of the car.
Yep.
And engineering.
He did all the engineering on it.
Yeah, fantastic. So I thought it'd be a good opportunity to get a good understanding of, you know, a bit of what was involved in actually doing the project. So Douglas, I understand you bought the car as a kit from overseas?
Yes, from RCR in America.
Yeah, sure.
And we got the body and the chassis, and I did the body and the chassis back home, and we got that all bolted together.
At your house?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And then we did all the hinges and things like that.
Fantastic.
And then when we'd done that, I brought it up to Kyle, and from there on, Kyle took over and did all the engineering on it.
So Kyle, what's your background?
Just mechanic by trade.
Yeah, okay. And tell me, have you had any previous experience with Air Cooled Porsches or Porsches in general?
No.
So
yeah, that was a whole new learning curve.
Yeah, okay, fantastic.
I mean, knew of them, knew the concept, hadn't really played with any. To then end up having to go through everything that we did with it was a lot of research, time in research, a lot of trial and error.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now besides,
But he did strip the engine down as well and rebuild it.
yeah, okay, good.
Yeah, we had one point there where we had some issues where we thought the engine might have needed it, so, and that was interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So besides the drivetrain itself, the all the suspension assembly and getting basically everything bolted together, that was pretty much the type of thing that you were...
Yeah, we. I remember rocking up to Douglas's house and seeing it as a frame, getting all excited, and then realising all the suspension was in pieces.
Sure.
And configuring how the A-arms had to even go together was a challenge to start with.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure we had several times parts were on upside down, inside out, backwards, the wrong place.
Did the vehicle not come with a assembly manual or something along those
Nothing
lines?
at all.
Oh yeah, this would be good
nothing.
then.
Yeah, it was, and it was literally a box with parts, and
Nothing at all. And
wasn't part A went with part B. It was
Sure.
just, this is in plastic, unwrap it.
With regards to the project, how long has it been going for?
It was about 4 years.
Yeah, okay.
But in saying that, predominantly my time was Friday night, Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, okay,
So-
sure. The finished product,
Yep.
or as I saw it today,
Yep.
are you happy with the outcome? With what you've achieved in...
I'm
That
happy.
project?
I'm happy. Like getting to the point of being able to have a vehicle license was always a huge task to try and get to.
Sure.
So it was always the goal to get to. But I would like to change some things. Now I know doing it again. But I mean, that's always...
So when you build your next one...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But in saying that, like everything that's in the car is... I'm happy with how everything is in the car for sure.
it's all brand new stuff as well. We didn't use any second-hand stuff.
A lot of adjusting stuff to meet ADRs was where it's difficult.
And that took a lot of time?
Yeah. But in saying that, things that we did do, if someone didn't want to have to go through the ADR side and just wanted to race it and that, it's all removable. The car's still usable.
Sure, yeah, okay.
So
We're actually in the shed right now that I filmed in last time, which I linked the video earlier. What's your next project? You clearly are a hands-on guy.
yeah. Well, of course, I've got my own project with the one tonner in the background, but that's probably going to change nowadays. Having the children now, they're not all going to fit in the tonner, and I can't take priority of who's going to be favourite to go for the drive.
Just going to have to trade the tonner in for a station wagon?
That's it. There's ears looking that way.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, it's probably that. There's always something on the go.
All right then, well thanks very much for your time today, Kyle. I really appreciate getting an insight. And thanks for sharing your car with us again, Douglas.
No problem.
Let's see if we can find a buyer out there for this car. So I hope you really enjoyed having a closer look at this car. Now please, browse the channel. You might see some other videos you like. If you like this sort of content, please think about subscribing, click the notifications bell, and leave a comment. Love to hear from you all. Anyway, thanks for watching Marc and Cars.